Hi everyone, welcome to Sunspot. I'm Scott Brooks of the Waxahachie Sun, and I'm very happy to spend just a few minutes with you. The purpose of this video is to kind of give you an idea of what's coming. As I think we've told a lot of people anyway, we have ratcheted up our coverage and the information that we want to provide you with respect to political candidates in this political season, election cycle. Specifically, we have interviewed 5 of the 6 candidates for City Council. And I want to give you a sense of what to expect from those interviews, and I also want to share with you just a little bit about one of them, and then share with you something or a little about the one who didn't do the video. Prior to that, though, again, Sunspot is a new podcast. It's in a family of podcasts that we are launching. There are 4 others that I think you will find enjoyable and fun, informative, and to your liking. Sunspot is intended, or will be actually, a podcast dedicated and devoted to the city of Waxahachie. That simply means that we will have on the mayor, city manager, other city staffers and elected officials from time to time who will talk about specific topics that hopefully will provide you with accurate information. There's so much information about all sorts of things related to the city that gets spread through social sites often, and often is the case that information isn't accurate or it's just supposition. So we want to use an opportunity that we have to really go deeper on issues and allow you to hear questions and answers and discussions directly from the horse's mouth, as it were. So we're excited about that. It will be a weekly show. The schedule, times, and that sort of thing will be forthcoming, along with the other information about the additional podcast. That said, we have interviewed 5 candidates: Chuck Beatty, Mary Lou Shipley, Travis Smith, Billy Wallace, and Darrin Robinson. The one candidate that's running for office, Paul Christenson, did not do an interview. He chose not to. And I don't want to be harsh about it, but I do want to share with you my opinion anyway, that any candidate who chooses to stay away from, hide, or refrain from having a conversation with someone so as to allow you, the voter, to know more about them, I think is a sign in and of itself that we should be wary or be concerned about such a candidate. Mr. Christensen has said a lot of negative things about the city. He said a lot of negative things about the people who run the city, other city council members. There isn't much positive that comes out of Mr. Christensen's mouth. He's labeled the gift from Baylor Scott and White of the old hospital to the city, which over time will be an enormous gift to the city. He's labeled that as a boondoggle. So sadly, I understand why Mr. Christensen didn't want to be interviewed, if for no other reason than he would have to answer questions that relate to the positions he's taken. So I just want you to be aware that we invited him, just like we did all other candidates, and he chose not to participate. The other kind of, I don't know what the word is, but just a tidbit of information I want to give you is that the interview with Mr. Robinson was cut short because Mr. Robinson chose to storm out of the interview, is how I would say it. Mr. Robinson, in a forum last week, made some strong accusations that I was simply asking him about. Specifically, I was asking him about his claim that the city and presumably city government is leading people to divorce and alcoholism. That's a pretty strong accusation. I used the word incrimination when I asked Mr. Robinson about it. Mr. Robinson didn't like that question. I asked it again, as you will see, and it led to Mr. Robinson acting entirely unprofessional and far beneath how a city council candidate should act. You will see that for yourself, but I want you to be aware that the context, should anyone want to see that, we will provide the context of Mr. Robinson's comments in the forum that led me to asking him more about why he was making such claims. I think that Mr. Robinson's another one who has been doing a bit of bashing on the city of Waxahachie, and I'm not quite sure he understands all of what's going on, the amount of work and commitment and goodness, prosperity that the city of Waxahachie is truly experiencing. So just wanted you to have a sense of those two men and a little bit about their candidacy. The others are interviews that I enjoyed. Basically ask similar questions to each candidate, but also ask questions specific to a candidate's position or their platform, you know, things they've been saying. And as you'll see, they all went well. And we'll get better at it. This is our first time doing it, but we really enjoy doing it. And more so, we enjoy giving you a bit more information, if not a lot more information, about candidates. The biggest issue related to the election cycle and voting is that people deserve to be informed and know who they're voting for. So that's really the premise upon which all of these interviews were done. And so I wanted to share that with you. That said, we will be releasing all of the videos, including all 5 of them, and there may be another one that I have put out there. I can't really remember because we've been doing so much. But we will be releasing those tomorrow, which is Thursday, April the 15th. At some point later in the day, we will make that known tomorrow, but that's what we intend to do. So you will be able to see things firsthand. I look forward to it. I look forward to Sunspot. Look forward to providing you with more information. Thank you for your support of the Waxahachie Sun and Ellis Down Home, our sister brand. We are excited to be your hometown information source and are just grateful for your support. So with that, signing off with Sunspot, and hope you have a blessed day. Thank you.